Ours is called Our Digital History in 3 Chapters or 45 Instagram Stories. So if you follow us on Instagram, you can actually see all these stories. They are live at the moment. So if you are looking at your phone during my talk, I'll pretend you're looking at those and not searching Facebook or looking at Facebook. Look at what their reality is, what their context is, what their behavior is. Then we can start to kind of build really meaningful pieces for them. Keith Weed, who's the CMO at Unilever, I love to quote clients, and he said the biggest return on investment is a great bit of creative. We spend a lot of time talking about data-led marketing and the ability to target better, and you need to do all of that. But a great bit of creative will outstrip anything you do on media optimization, which I quite liked.
Ogilvy has been at pains, both globally and here, to reinvent ourselves from quote-unquote just a traditional agency into something that is relevant and powerful in a digitally connected world. Companies and brands that are doing this, they do better on the stock exchange, they get more value for their shareholders, they perform better as businesses. This is something that when you get into the workplace or as you go through it already, and people who are already there, you can attest to that. We struggle constantly with our businesses and our clients that we deal with not necessarily understanding how important this is, and us having often to guide them through a digital transformation piece. So once again, it's not just about being an agency that can do digital work, it's about being an agency that can sit at the C-suite table with clients and help them through this process.
John, let's just tell them. Huh? Let's tell them we'll put the consumption shot in the radio ad.
But you can't see a consumption shot in a radio ad.
I know!
Let's just tell them there's no time.
Truth is that we are swimming in a sea of data, trying to find completely fragmented and unengaged audiences to market products that are losing relevance to the swipe of a thumb. Perhaps we have to shift our view a little bit from a communication channel to a solution that we hardwire into our product or service, into our consumers' lives. So I think the question we have to ask ourselves there is, are we moving fast enough? Are we freeing ourselves? Are we liberating ourselves? Are we liberating our brands? They're expressions of human beings and things. Why can't we be more human with our brands? Let's unlock the true potential of digital, which is to alleviate and elevate. 3 simple things. It always seems impossible. Given it's Nelson Mandela's centenary this year, I thought I'd end with a quote from him. It always does seem impossible until it is done. And my ask of you and all of us today is, let's start today.
We love and embrace the power of creativity, okay? At the heart of what we do is we come up with amazing creative ideas. Ultimately, they solve business problems and they become business solutions. But as creatives, those of you who are creatives here, the marketing guys are great as well, strategies are great as well, but creatives have a unique power. I mean, we can take a blank page and we can change people's lives. We can create campaigns, ideas, products that go on to change the world. And that's an amazing thing. That's a special thing. That's a real talent. So just, for us, it's about reimagining. It's about reinventing the solutions. Not always just big ideas, but importantly, big solutions, that work for the brands. It's going to do things the way you've been doing things here. As soon as you hit the ground running in agencies, it's going to change. It's going to change quickly as well, probably quicker than it's been changing for us. Get comfortable with that. Don't win and lose, win and learn. This is a famous quote. I love it. Get out there, make mistakes, and learn from that, and do it differently every time. Don't do the same thing and expect different results. That's not going to happen. So, win and learn. Share often. I mean, your sharing is actually teaching everyone around you, and you can learn from other people's sharing. We built our organization on learning principles. It is a learning organization. And as I said, people are constantly sharing their ideas. Sometimes they're wrong. It doesn't matter. We're learning and we're improving. So share often. And lastly, be comfortable doing things differently. Don't do them the same way. Don't present something the same way. Try something different.
Brands are the best chance we have to make meaningful change. And initially I didn't really get it. It didn't land with me until earlier this year. But the truth is that brands and marketers, and entertainment especially, are the three pieces that shape visual culture and shape pop culture. It's what people see all the time. We consume massive amounts of advertising day in and day out. And when this content promotes an inclusive picture of society, marketing and advertising can work as an accelerator for social progress. Its value is not in starting the flames, but it's in fanning them. And I think that this is something that I drive my purpose and passion for the industry that I'm in. There's this notion that in advertising we basically sell stuff, right? And you have to answer a brief and a business objective. But what we don't often recognize is the immense responsibility that we have to either use our advertising to progress society forward, or we do the other way and we kind of just move things backward. And if I leave you with anything today, it is we don't just sell shit, we shape culture. Thank you.
So many brands and organizations, even media companies, are getting it wrong with out-of-date tweets, boring tweets, arbitrary tweets that state the obvious and not real news. Too many retweets, too many tweets in a row. It's always great to be a brand that's relatable. If I can see myself in a brand, if I can see my mother, like shit, my mom says that shit all the time, that's the moment that I start connecting to a brand, because people like brands that actually understand them. And I think like with Nando's, that's always been a thing that I'm constantly pushing. So like I'm constantly like on social media and like trying to say like to creatives, like actually we would say this like this, because that is how people on social media are speaking. Brands need to remember to always have fun. So some girl who no one knows, it may or may not be me.
I think Google, Facebook, big data are all trying to make it exact, but at the moment they haven't managed to do that, and the jury's out as to whether or not they'll ever actually be able to do it. That said though, we're going to have to get used to this idea of creativity being this kind of huge confusing melee that no one really knows how to get to the millions of different variations and options of getting ideas into customers' minds. So psychology is one aspect of it, and then there's a behavioral aspect as well, and that's often observational. So, recognizing the specific social behavior of funerals in South Africa and how unique that is for our country was something that we also had to add to that. This is something Howard Aitken said, which I'm sure most of you know about. Don't worry about people stealing your idea. If it's truly original, you have to ram it down their throats.